What's up guys, Maniac here, bringing you a video I don't really get to do very often, but thanks to my friends at Nacon, I can show you guys the Nacon Revolution Pro PS4 controller. Now this thing is an officially licensed PlayStation product and the quality really shines through. I've had about a week or so to play with this controller in multiple games, especially first person shooters, and I just think it's a great controller to use. So let's go through some of the features. The first thing you'll notice is the ergonomics. It just feels really good in hand. Everything's well spaced. The sticks to start with, they're offset, not your standard PlayStation 4 positioning. I find it a lot more natural to use a controller like this, and if you're coming from other consoles, for example, I think you'll find this really easy to adapt to. The sticks also have 46 degrees of amplitude, which is basically a greater range of movement, and they're a little bit higher than your standard sticks as well, which help in a lot of games, especially shooters. Away from the sticks, the 4 primary buttons, they're much larger than what you'd see on other controllers. I like their positioning as well. It feels pretty good in hand, and your mileage may vary on if you like the bigger buttons or not. I find that to be a pretty good feature. Also, while we're on the front, the D-pad, this is an 8-way directional D-pad, unlike the standard 4 that you'll find on the standard controller and some other third-party controllers as well. I know that Nacon utilized professional fighting game players to develop this D-pad, and I think it really shines through as well. So if you are a competitive fighter player, or if you just use the D-pad in a lot of your games, that will definitely be a standout feature as well. So that's pretty much the front covered. You've got your usual PlayStation touchpad on the front. You've got share and option buttons as well. So let's take a look on the back side of this controller. Now on the back of the controller is where things get interesting. What you'll notice straight away are the 2 rockers. Now these 2 rockers both have 2 buttons each for a total of 4 customizable buttons. Not only can these 4 buttons be mapped to be any other button you wish, you can also assign macros to them. Now a macro is a sequence of buttons, for example, X square triangle, and you can tell this button to be X square triangle in that order. So you can press 3 buttons just by pressing that one single customizable button. That's pretty insane and an awesome feature on this controller. Above these 2 rocker buttons, you'll find the profile button. A controller can have 4 profiles at any one time, and your profiles can change how your buttons are mapped. So if you have a certain controller layout you like for shooters, and then you have a certain layout you have for fighters, you can change that on the fly just by pressing the profile button. These mappable buttons, the macros, and the profiles can all be set via the Revolution Pro companion app that comes with your controller. This app has so many features. You can set dead zones on your sticks. You can set how hairline your triggers are. You can set your macros, your remaps. It is an awesome app, and there are some great features that come with this controller. Now the last thing left on the back of the controller is the mode switch. The Nacon Revolution Pro has 2 modes. The first, the red mode, being advanced mode. In this mode, everything on the back of the controller is available to you. The macros, the remappable buttons, you can use it as the controller is designed for. However, if that's a bit too much for you or competition doesn't allow it, simply switch the mode to the blue mode or the esports mode. What this does is give you a more vanilla controller, and it disables the buttons on the back. So you have everything still available to you. It's still an awesome ergonomic controller, but those extra features on the back will be disabled to create a level playing field for those out there who have competition who might be in an uproar about that macro. If all of these features weren't enough, the controller also has weight compartments. For those of you who like a more sturdy feeling controller or a little bit of weight in their hands, you can actually add weights that come with the controller into either side. They come in 10, 14 and 17 gram sizes, and you can put 2 weights per side. It is a great feature of this controller. I actually do like a little bit of weight to my controller, so I know it's in my hands. So I actually think this is a really great feature to have, and a lot of controller manufacturers out there can probably learn a thing or two from Nacon with this feature. Now, one of the last but certainly not least features of this controller is the way that the cable connects. Now, this cable is a custom Nacon solution, and when you plug it in, it actually has a little screw on it. So you screw the cable on to create a sturdy connection It isn't going anywhere. It feels very, very solid on there, and I just think it's a great addition. It's a 3-meter braided cable as well, so that's a very nice quality touch from Nacon. So that's probably it, guys. So many features in this controller we've gone through. The Nacon Revolution Pro officially licensed PlayStation controller. It's been a pleasure to use. I'm sure you guys will love it. Make sure you go get your hands on it.